And welcome back. Thank you for watching. If you watched the last video, we just cleaned the motor, the transmission, and the engine bay to the mains part. I'm gonna get straight to the video because it's gonna be a bunch of stuff we're gonna have to do for this part. I bought a bunch of stuff to replace. Most of it is like mainly maintenance stuff that you should have done already or you should do. There's other stuff that's just kind of like the car is 25, 24 years old, so I want to replace it to a newer part since I have all the space and I guess time to do it. I'll show you guys what I have so far. It's like I want to say that this is not everything that I'm gonna replace. This is just some of the stuff I bought so far. I'm gonna figure out exactly what I want as I go after this stuff, and then there's always stuff that I have on the list that I need to order. But most of this is what you're gonna see is like kind of like the main stuff that's very important. So let's get to it. So this stuff is very important and mainly maintenance stuff, just because you're gonna eventually have to do it on your car as you get older. And for all you guys have 2Js, you're gonna know this is more common stuff. So the obvious thing is I have this big box right here. It is a water pump and timing belt kit. It is the ASIN. That's how I pronounce it. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. ASIN. This is actually technically OEM. I mean, it doesn't have the OEM badge on it, but ASIN makes for Toyota. So this is the actual kit you can just buy. It comes with the water pump, the timing belt, the guide, the gasket, and then the tensioner with the bearing too. So it helps out if you're gonna do one of them anyway, might as well just do all of them. Just buy a kit. First, the actual water pump itself. I have the O-rings and gaskets, your tensioner, the bearing. So might as well just replace everything. This version of the belt, which is still OEM. The big stuff. This is one or both right here. Is the valve cover gasket seals. This is the camshaft seals. You need 2 of those. And then I have the crankshaft seals. And then I have the rear main seal. It's not too important, but I have the dipstick O-rings. Might as well, they're cheap. This is the serpentine belt or the dry belt. This is what basically OEM is, besides not saying Toyota on it, but they make it for OEM. So I got that too here. New thermostat, actual Toyota or Lexus thermostat. Spark plug, Denso, 4-pack with another 2. So OEM timing belt. Now you probably think the kit comes with one. Why did I buy this one? Well, I tell you, the short story is I bought this first because I just want OEM call it a day, because this timing belt for this motor is really crucial. And later on I bought the kit which comes with this one. And technically this is the OEM manufacturer. I mean, it doesn't say the same one on here, it just says Toyota, but essentially they're just the same thing. Take most of this stuff off. What's first is the harmonic balancer, which is this big 22 bolt right here. If you have this motor in the car, you can understand that it's a pain to take this off. One of the ways it's easy, you can get this adapter thing or bracket thing from Amazon. I can link that below. It goes in here with 2 bolts, hold the crank in place while you break that bolt loose. Since I have the motor out the car, I'm gonna use my impact and try to get it off. If I can't get it off, then I'll do it the old-fashioned way. So take this off and take this cover to get this bolt here, and then bolts here for the water pump. Slowly take everything off. Our main objective is to get to the seals down here and 2 seals in the gear back here. And then we also have a seal kit for this VVTi gear too, that maybe another day or the same video will do. But mainly the back 2 seals here, these are here, and then we're going to replace the water pump, tensioner, and the bearing under here behind it too. lazy, but I'm still gotta clean it. So I'm gonna spray it down with the greaser and then, you know, clean it up a little bit. Hopefully I can do it with my hand so I don't get kind of messy over here. So yeah, I'm gonna spray this down, get it pretty good. And then we'll take off the water pump. Also stuff off. The common trend I noticed with this new motor is that whoever did the maintenance on here, I'm pretty sure they did because I can tell, kind of did a crappy job because they put grease all over this, which they should only be putting in the middle. And then this also is all over. There was a bolt here that was stripped. Scuff here on the bottom too. Just kind of like, I mean, they put, I'm not saying it's okay, but they had a gasket already, but they still put sealant under the gasket here too, and it's just kind of like, it's messy. So now the next thing is I'm going to take off these seals, cam seals, with a little pick tool if possible. If not, I'll use like a little like screw, but I'm gonna pull it out, clean the surface, make sure everything's okay, and then we'll resume. Off, I had to take off the cam covers here, which is 2 bolts, so I can get it there easily. And then this one's a lot easier because there was a little gap between. I can just pry it out. But I am not too happy with the previous owner who had this motor, because I don't know if you can tell from the camera. Look at that. A bunch of scraping and scoring on the surface because I guess they were trying to pry it out, but they couldn't do it and spend some time. Like, spend some time and do it slowly and get it out instead of just beating the hell out of it. Over here is not too bad, but they still put sealant on the inside too, on the gasket. So on the seal, yeah, I'm not too happy with it, but it is what it is. The top part, let me show you guys. I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty like scraped up, kind of bad, like especially this part right here. But yeah, I'm not too happy with that. Luckily, unfortunately, that happens, but luckily I have another one from my previous owner motor, the one down here. So I just took at it. I know for sure they didn't take it apart because they never did the maintenance on that motor. So this is still very clean. I'm gonna clean it up, brake cleaner, and then put the seal on there, a little bit of grease on the inside, and yeah, and then put it on, and then we'll move on to like the lower portion. Kind of worried because since they put sealant on the top, I can tell already they put sealant on the. Not looking forward to that, but it is what it is. I mean, for what I pay for the motor, I mean, this is an old motor too, right? This is a perfect example of like, you don't know what the previous owner did and how they took care of the car. This is a perfect example because stuff like this, I mean, I'm not out here to like talk smack about everybody, but it's just like, please guys, do your maintenance and just like kind of do it right. And, you know, if you know what you're doing, take it slow. Like learn, watch a bunch of videos and do it, not like mess up. You know, like hopefully this won't leak. Hopefully. So, and then I don't know if I even show you guys. There's a freaking here. bolt here stripped, literally broke off. So I have this one is fine, and then this one I have to figure out a way to take it off. So like, makes me question what else they don't do it right. I mean, I have to rebuild the cam gear there, the VVTi cam gear, and I'm just thinking about using the old one and rebuild that one because they probably rebuild that, and now I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm not too what do you call it? Kind of like sure if they do it right, so I'm just gonna use the old one. I mean, I know that one is fine, never been messed with, so I'm gonna use like certain old parts from the old motor to just kind of, you know. Yeah, this is what I've been dealing with all morning. The part number, I'll again put it in the description. This is the part number here. We're gonna put a little bit of grease on the inside. Again, I'm just only putting some grease on the inside part just because it lube when it touches it, not on the outside. So unfortunately, I don't have anything that's big enough to go on top, like around it. I can just evenly hit it. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go around a little bit at a time, evenly as much as I can. All right, so I think we should be good now. This is the cam gear from the new motor, which I'm not going to use just because I don't trust whoever did anything before now after multiple examples. So this is the old cam gear from my motor, from my old motor, and I'm not going to explain exactly everything about it, but basically you need to take off these 5 bolts, and then there's a notch. There's a hole and then a notch here. You would definitely want to score it, something like that, to know where it is placed, so then you know where to put it back in. And my old ring is here. So we're gonna get the new one, which is this kit. Put some oil on it, stretch it out to get it to here. I'm gonna clean this up. Crusty, throw that away. Clean this. Does feel good outside, and I'm stuck doing this, but it's okay. we're getting closer to the end. I have the idler on already. Most of the stuff are bolt down to spec. So we're gonna have to time this. We're gonna put on the timing belt and time this. I have my dot to the notch here, my dot to the notch here, and then this little dot here to this little dot. This is for the 2JZ GE VVTi version. I think you can do it the other way to where you can do the hash and then the hash down there, but from all the videos I've seen, I'm just trying to be safe. They've been using the dot for the GE version VVTi, so I'm gonna do it from there. I'm gonna put on this belt. You can do it either way. For this belt, I'm gonna do it to where the letters are facing like this, like where you can read it, and I'm gonna put this up top. So I'm gonna slide this in. Bottom, making sure that it is tight. That is definitely not tight. This around here, and I'm gonna slowly guide this in. We should be good to install this tensioner, but don't pull this pin yet. We have to bolt it up, and then at the very end we'll pull it out. I have the bolts here. I'm gonna put a little bit of the blue Loctite on here just because this is actually a very important part, because if this lose tension, this belt is going to be off time. It might snap, and then that's going to be a bad time for me. We are going to and tighten it for now so we don't strip. It's on there and it's tight like that. There we go. Bouncy on both. This is tightened. Belts are tight. This is everything's good. We're gonna crank it and see if we get good timing. So that's one, and they're at the bottom. And two dots up here, and the dot lines up down here, so we should be good. We're gonna be done for this part of the video. I put back the cover. We just gotta put everything back together. The tensioner for the drive belt or the serpentine belt, and then we're gonna leave it here. The next video will be me doing the valve cover. We're gonna scuff it down, paint it, make it look better, and clean it up. And then we'll put it back on with the seals and everything like that, and then we'll put everything together so it'll be done. I'm exhausted, so I'll see you in the next video. Till next time, deuces.